Following the historic conquest of Constantinople in 1453, Mehmed II faced the immense challenge of transforming a captured city into the administrative and political heart of a sprawling empire. The fall of the Byzantine capital was not merely a military victory, it marked the beginning of a strategic and administrative revolution within the Ottoman state. Mehmed II understood that capturing the city was only the first step. To ensure the longevity of his empire, he implemented sweeping reforms that strengthened central authority, established uniform governance, and integrated newly conquered territories into a cohesive imperial framework. One of Mehmed II's first priorities was the reorganization of the Timar system, the foundation of Ottoman provincial governance and military support. Previously, this system granted land revenues to military officers in exchange for service. But the potential for hereditary claims risked creating a powerful landed aristocracy capable of challenging the Sultan's authority. Mehmed meticulously restructured the system, ensuring that lands remained under state control and could not be passed down to heirs. By keeping land ownership tied directly to service, Mehmed not only secured the loyalty of the military class but also prevented the emergence of rival power bases. This reform enhanced central control over both the military and provincial administration, creating a more unified and manageable empire. Alongside these land reforms, Mehmed expanded the central bureaucracy to create a highly efficient administrative apparatus. He appointed capable viziers and officials, often drawn from the Dev-Shirme system, in which Christian boys were recruited, converted to Islam, and trained as loyal state servants. These administrators, detached from local power structures, owed their positions entirely to the Sultan, ensuring that the central authority had a reliable and competent governing class. Under Mehmed's guidance, the Divan Council, the empire's central decision-making body, grew in influence and efficiency, enabling swift and consistent governance across an empire that spanned multiple regions, cultures, and religions. Legal reform was another cornerstone of Mehmed II's administrative strategy. While Islamic law remained the spiritual and legal foundation of the state, Mehmed recognized the necessity of a codified set of secular regulations to govern the empire's complex affairs. He introduced the Kanun-i Ali Osman, a comprehensive law code designed to complement Sharia, providing clear regulations on taxation, property rights, criminal justice, and administrative matters. By codifying these laws, Mehmed ensured uniformity of governance and reduced regional discrepancies that had previously allowed local officials and nobles to exercise undue independence. The dual legal framework, combining religious and sultanic law, became a defining characteristic of Ottoman governance and remained influential for centuries. Mehmed II's vision extended beyond administration to the cultural and demographic revitalization of Constantinople itself. The city, though strategically captured, had been depopulated and suffered from decades of decline. To restore it as a thriving imperial capital, Mehmed initiated a deliberate policy of repopulation, inviting Muslims, Christians, and Jews from across the Ottoman territories to settle in the city. These efforts were accompanied by incentives for migration, reconstruction of homes and marketplaces, and the establishment of public amenities. Through these measures, Mehmed transformed Constantinople into a cosmopolitan hub, reflecting the diversity, wealth, and administrative sophistication of the Ottoman Empire. A central feature of this urban transformation was the construction of the Topkapi Palace, which served as the Sultan's primary residence and the administrative center of the empire. Designed with both grandeur and functionality in mind, the palace housed the Sultan's private quarters, the Divan Council chambers, treasury, and imperial archives. Beyond its practical role, the Topkapi Palace became a powerful symbol of centralized authority, reinforcing Mehmed's position as both the political and spiritual leader of his diverse empire. Its design and scale reflected the ambition of the Sultan and the importance of projecting imperial power in the city that now represented the heart of the Ottoman state. Mehmed's administrative consolidation was complemented by ongoing military campaigns to secure the empire's borders and integrate newly conquered territories. In the Balkans, he undertook operations in Serbia, Bosnia, and Albania, capturing key fortresses and gradually reducing local resistance. These campaigns were not limited to open warfare. Mehmed combined military pressure with diplomacy, negotiating with local leaders to ensure allegiance to the central authority. In Anatolia, He focused on reasserting control over rival Turkish principalities, integrating them more fully into the imperial structure. These campaigns reinforced the effectiveness of his administrative reforms as territories became easier to govern and incorporate into the broader imperial system. The combination of legal reform, bureaucratic expansion, military reorganization, and urban revitalization under Mehmed II established a template for imperial governance that allowed the Ottoman Empire to maintain stability across diverse regions. By centralizing authority, creating loyal administrative and military elites, and fostering urban and economic development, Mehmed ensured that the empire was not merely an accumulation of conquered lands, but a cohesive and sustainable political entity. These reforms also laid the groundwork for subsequent expansion, providing a resilient structure capable of supporting further conquests and long-term governance. Mehmed's policies reflected a sophisticated understanding of statecraft that balanced military power, administrative control, legal authority, and urban development. His emphasis on a cosmopolitan, inclusive approach to the population of Constantinople demonstrated political pragmatism, recognizing that the loyalty of the city's diverse inhabitants was essential for stability. The deliberate integration of various communities into the city's economic and social fabric contributed to its revitalization and ensured that the Ottoman capital would thrive as a center of commerce, culture, and governance. By combining military strength with strategic administration, Mehmed II transformed the Ottoman Empire into a fully imperial state. The reforms initiated during his reign enabled the central government to project power effectively across vast territories, ensuring that local leaders, military officers, and provincial administrators operated under the authority of the Sultan. The cohesion achieved through these measures allowed the empire to sustain its momentum, integrate newly conquered regions, and defend its interests against both internal unrest and external threats. The administrative and governance achievements of Mehmed II also had long-term implications for the Ottoman state. The institutions he strengthened and the systems he put in place, centralized bureaucracy, codified law, loyal administrative elite, and integrated provincial governance, endured well beyond his reign. They provided the structural foundation for future sultans to expand the empire further, maintain internal stability, and manage a complex, multi-ethnic, and multi-religious population. In this sense, Mehmed's legacy was not only the capture of Constantinople, but also the creation of a resilient state apparatus capable of supporting centuries of Ottoman rule. In conclusion, Mehmed II's administrative consolidation and empire-building efforts following the conquest of Constantinople were as transformative as his military victories. Through strategic reorganization of the Timar system, expansion of the central bureaucracy, codification of laws, urban revitalization, and continued military campaigns, he strengthened the Ottoman state and laid the foundations for a lasting imperial structure. Constantinople became not only the political and cultural heart of the empire, but also a symbol of Ottoman authority and governance. Mehmed II's vision, combining military prowess with administrative acumen, legal reform, and urban development, ensured that the Ottoman Empire would emerge as one of the most enduring and influential powers in world history.